Hello, hello, and welcome. So, welcome to this activation. My name is Dr. Lisha Antica, and I'm going to be sharing with you a replay of a webinar that I'm going to create live here with you, since it didn't create on its own. And so if you're watching this, welcome to the replay of this amazing webinar. Welcome to activate your story and the power of your story. And I believe that you're hearing this message because you have a story inside of you. You have a wisdom inside of you that is ready to come out and help the world in a bigger and better place. And if that is true, it is going to be your opportunity today to start getting it done and stepping into your truth. And so welcome to this live event on YouTube and this beautiful replay of the Power of You webinar. And thank you if you joined us live and you're getting this. Yes, I'm making it for you because I forgot to record. It was a fun live though. I really appreciated it. So let's see here. Can you see the power of your story here? As I share my screen, let's make sure that all these techie tech things are working. And we will start this presentation here. Super fun. And get me there. Perfect. All right. So let's jump into the power of your story. And I want to first just share with you who this is for. So this is for you survivors. You're ready to lead. You've gone through your shit, right? This is for healers and coaches specifically that use your story. Although I have worked with people that have opened up coffee shops, that sell real estate, that are nurses, and write their stories, write their books for different reasons to build their credibility, to help them share their legacy, to help them live that life, and for something really cool to put in their shops or inspire buyers to know them. So I'm going to be sharing all those different things in this webinar. So you don't have to be a healer and a coach, but at your own university, we do yoga teacher trainings, Neri teacher training, or Neri practitioner trainings, and coaching certification programs. So I work with a lot of healers and coaches and nurses and practitioners. And so all of that said, you're in the right place if that is you and you've been through something and you're ready to lead. So if you haven't met me, I want to introduce myself just briefly. So right now, I know that your story is sitting inside of you because my story was sitting inside of me, waiting. And I felt like I needed help, I needed guidance in order to share my story and know how to share my story, but I didn't have that. The coaches that I worked with often told me that I couldn't tell my story, that it was inappropriate or it would trigger people. Well, now in today's age, right, everybody's talking about their story online and what happened to them online. But I didn't know how to do that. So I studied how to do that. I studied how to help people claim their identities. And by doing that, writing programs and winning awards and getting my PhD and working in this, I also helped people write. Now, personally, I didn't know that I was a writer. In 2010, I was going through a program and somebody said, you should write a book. And I was like, oh, well, no, I can't really write a book. You see, like, I don't write very well. I have dyslexia and blah, blah, blah. And I went through that process. And an amazing author who was helping me get into Hay House, she said, you know what? Like, you are an author. You've written these programs, these yoga teacher trainings. You've written the Amazing You methodology. Like, you've written these chapters in it. That is a book. Now, that book actually, 16 years later, is finally coming out in print, right? Because I'm letting that happen after thousands of people have gone through it. But I had written these things really close to my heart, really transformational works, but I hadn't written a book, right? And so I began doing compilation books. And in those compilation books, I was a Hay House writer. I wrote with some really amazing people. I have those books beside me here now. If you want to see them, I can show them to you, but I don't really want to get up and get them. I should have done that before. but that's a different story. You can see them on my Amazon page, Dr. LaShae Antica. Just look it up on Amazon. I've written a journal through the Amazing You journey that my clients and our coaches at Huron University use in order to help people come back to themselves, reclaim their nervous system, rewire their brain to live their best lives, and a ton of certifications. Right now, I'm going to be introducing you into how I help people tell their stories, build their platforms, and do what I've done for themselves so they can also run inspirational programs, inspirational movements. Whether you're inspiring people to buy a house or come and get a cup of coffee and take a load off, or step into better health, wellness, healing, coaching, no matter what you're doing, this is going to help you step forward. So here's a bit about me. I'll grab my books while this plays.
Hi, my name is Arielle Ford, and welcome to Meet the Experts. My very special guest today is Antica Libby. She is
It's my married name.
history coach and a self-care expert. Welcome to the show. Hi, thank you so much for having me. Oh, it's great to have you here. So
We'll just stop it there. That's pretty funny. But that was Meet the Experts I got awarded with when I wrote, let's see, where is it? From Bondage to Happiness. This book, which is based off of really how I learned about love and perspective and changed and healed from the effects of my childhood programming, my childhood abuse. It's a really short book, it's a little book, but one little book can do so much for you, okay? So my intention here for you is to inspire you to share your story, whether it's through the written word or through your talks or just with yourself, right? I have created a program that will help you do that. And I'm going to invite you to come to the introductory program today. I want to be really upfront with that because it's really important for you to understand that this is an invitation for you to get the support that you need, for you to get your story out, for even your like messy, dirty, abuse, struggle story to really come to you. And by the end of this training today, you'll see exactly why your story is going to create authority in your world and what you can do for it, all right? So creating a writing plan, you're going to learn today the 7 reasons why writing your book is so very powerful and how you can step into it and what's important about that for you. You also learn the 3 secrets no one else is talking to you about when it comes to sharing your story, because so many people, we have writing people that can write, right? Like write a book that's based on imagination or what's happening in you. But there's self-help books that are written about facts and figures, and I share that too. And then there's books that are about you and you being the authority and how do you tell your story. Nobody helped me with that. And nobody had the credentials. Like I have my PhD, I'm a trauma expert. I teach and certify people in trauma and trained and informed methodologies. I've written many of those methodologies and award winning that. You can see my plaques behind me. And I am here to help you step into your story and understand who you are from that and tell it in a way that is empowering for you, that can show your post-traumatic growth rather than sound like a pity party or coming from victimization or coming from struggle and survival. So welcome to the party. All right, so the shift that changed everything is sharing my truth led to doors opening. And so you saw Meet the Experts, that was back in 2012. I have also spoken on many other stages. I've been on hundreds of podcasts. I've been on hundreds of summits and got to go around the world in 2015 and like share my story. Then I raised my teenagers. They moved home with me and I raised them for a couple years. And now I've relocated from Alaska to Florida so I can be on more stages. So if you have people on stages and you want me on your stage, hey, I'm there. We can align there too. We're really about connecting. So let's go over the 7 reasons why you should write your story. So the first reason is to heal. So your story that's about your life experiences is going to help your nervous system get it out of your body, out of your issues and your tissues, out of yourself and into your healing, into your truth, into your authority. You're going to repurpose your drama, your trauma, your pain, your suffering, your experiences. You're going to cultivate and find the lessons within them. And then you're going to share that in your story, whether you're writing it for yourself or others. So many of people that go through get it done to get it out. And when you get it out onto paper, it brings it out of you into the life of service. And that's where healing becomes healed. So that's number 1. The next is authority. When you write your story and you write your book and you're moving that book into the world, right? Oftentimes I hear, oh, but Lisha, I'm not an expert. I'm not a coach. I'm not a therapist. I'm not whatever it is. I'm not a healer that my story is going to talk about. And what I want to share with you is this. You are an authority on you. And when you write down your book, when you write down your story, when you write down what you've gone through and what you witness, and you get really clear on that for yourself, what's going to happen is you are going to step into your authority on yourself. Nobody can take that away from you. You're no longer looking outside of yourself for that validation, people pleasing, looking for validation, proving. Instead, by writing your story and getting it out of you, stepping into your healing, seeing how far you've come, finding the lessons in it, learning how to state what happened to you from a place of confidence and authority, you become that authority on yourself. You become the authority on your subject, and you become that influence for other people. And I've watched people do it, right? So one of my authors, a little book here, he proclaims his wisdom, right? And sharing his methodology through his coaching program, The Amazing You Method, through tarot, right? And this little book is going to help James come into his truth by helping people step back into their awareness through the wisdom on the tarot. Now, I don't know anything about tarot. Not one friggin' thing, but I helped him share his story and what he's gone through, and then his wisdom on how to utilize his growth through his tarot and how he helps other people do it. So now this is a platform for him to go on to talk shows and podcasts and summits and utilize to further his gifts, because he's an authority on himself, and he's positioned himself as an authority on his methodology, which utilizes one of his passions, which is the tarots. Okay, so it doesn't have to be this big thing. It can be something that's completely passionate and completely true and that you're really great at. And so we're going to help you find your authority and claim it on yourself. The next thing is visibility. So we talked about utilizing your book to create visibility in your life, whether that's through social media, through speaking on stages or small events, or throwing parties like Pampered Chef parties. It's so funny. But one of my friends created a book, and she sells toys. And she created a book to share how that helped her to heal from her childhood abuse symptomologies. It's something that I specialize in. And we worked together. She went through the Amazing You program. She went through my Reclaim Intimacy program. And she's like, I just want to write a book, right? And she wrote her book. And now she takes her book to her parties okay, her parties, her specialty parties, her intimacy parties, and uses it to help people reclaim their pleasure, reclaim their fun. So you don't have to do this like big book. She just buys her book from herself on her Amazon account and then takes them and sells them as part of this package. That gives her credibility and visibility, right? She lives on. So anyway, you can use your book for 100 different things, but you can create your visibility plan very unique to you. And I work with people in my Empire Builder program. I work with people to help you say, how do I use my book to create visibility? How do I use that authority and visibility to help people, to inspire people? And the coolest thing about your book, though, is when my clients write their books, they can see themselves. They can see themselves. I literally am creating a book that I started writing in 2010, even before then. So the Amazing You methodology is a treatment plan. You heard me mention it 2 seconds ago. And I've been very visible in the world about this treatment plan. I've spoken about it on those hundreds of places. Well, it's finally coming into book form, and I'm literally reading it and rereading it and reading it and rereading it with my publisher. And I tell you, I can see myself. That's the coolest visible part. I finally see myself. Those parts that were insecure, those parts that felt like a fraud, those parts that were fearful of judgment. I see myself and I can say, no, I believe in my message. I know this works. I see the people that have grown from this. I see myself. And so that's another part of visibility that not many people talk about. And you're not going to get that from your ghostwriter. You're not going to get that from your editor. You're not going to get that from your formatter or your publisher. It just doesn't happen. They're there for different reasons. Why I show up the way that I do is so I can help you see your genius. I can help you claim authority in your story, and I can help you create the visibility that you desire to create from what you're going through. It's so exciting. All right, next piece is legacy. So legacy is huge. Legacy is absolutely huge. And legacy comes in many different ways. So one thing that legacy does is it sets you apart. It lets you live on. And the story I have about legacy here is with this book right here. And this is Stephanie's book. It is called Not Broken, Echoes of Strength, Rising from the Shadows, a life reclaimed, by Stephanie Thompson. Now, Stephanie passed away, unfortunately. She's a mother of 4 amazing children and an amazing husband. And those kids and husband will continue to be able to open up this book and read letters and words from their mom, okay, about what she survived, what she learned, and what she went through in her lifetime. And it's written as a letter of hope, so it's a letter of hope for them, but this will also be their legacy. It's available on Amazon. So her husband is still able to claim money. So if you want to support an amazing family and learn about just really recovering and everything, this is a beautiful book. If you know anybody that has suffered from SA or BPD or self-harm or suicide ideation, like all of those things, this book covers as a letter of hope. And it's short, it's easy to read, it's so beautiful. But Stephanie, unfortunately, is no longer with us. And she chose to write this book before she passed away as her legacy, because you never know. You just never know. So I'm going to read the back of her book because it's so beautiful. This is a letter of hope. I felt called to share my story with you because I want survivors and people with BPD and SI to know you are not alone. I am not a writer, not that kind of writer anyway, but I do know healing is possible and SI isn't the answer. And I want to help as many people as I can not feel alone and see a way out, even from your darkest shadows. I hope this book helps you and a loved one to heal and live another day. So if you want to buy this book, it is on our Amazon shop, and all of our books are on my Amazon shop at my website, lishaantica.com, or in my link tree, however you're finding this. But it's called Not Broken, Echoes of Strength, Rising from the Shadows, A Reclaimed Life by Stephanie Thompson. You can find it on Amazon. It's in all those forms. But the income legacy from her skill of helping people will continue blessing her family, even though she's passed. So that's what I mean by legacy. And with me, if something like that would happen to you and you work with us to create your book, I'm going to be promoting your book for the rest of time, whether it's in my Amazon shop or we talk about it on webinars and just sharing your legacy. And there's Stephanie's story. I just showed it to you. I just said it, but I didn't know there was a slide. I forgot there was a slide. So there's a slide. It's beautiful. This is what she's saying. All right. So that brings us to income. So your book will make money. Okay. Your book can make money through whatever means, whether you Barnes and Noble, you're going in local bookshops, you're on Amazon. There's different ways to create money from your income. Oops, we are going the other way. Can we go the other way? To create money from your book. But the biggest ways to create money is actually to promote your book through a talk and create a program or a mission around your book. So I've had people whose mission around their book has been to sell real estate and build connection and community. We'll talk about connection next, but sell that. The book helps them sell real estate. My books help me to promote different things, like my yoga teacher training and awareness. I have a book that is my 10-year study on the Yoga Sutras and the Bible, teaches about consciousness, about awareness, about faith and religion and philosophy, and about the Yoga Sutras and just what makes a human. This book, all in, leads people to my coaching certification program, leads people to the yoga teacher training program. I don't have to do anything. It also is filled with wisdom, lots of studied wisdom, sheer facts, right? That took me 10 years to study. This was actually part of my master's program. And so your book can do so much for you. Your book can do so much for you in creating income, not only book revenue income, but speaking gig income, coaching income, real estate income, coffee shop income, whatever you want, it can create more income from you, and I'll teach you how to build that. This is another reason to write your book. So let's talk about connection. So I just mentioned my client that wrote her book and is an amazing inspiration to the realtor field. And so what I want to share is your book can support you in any form of business. And how it supports you is through connection. People to see one another, people to relate to one another. There's also books, and I've been in many, I've done a few. There's also books that are compilation books. So this is one of the compilation books I did. You can see my picture there. There was a whole bunch of people in this. And Holistic Fashionista, I wrote just a chapter in this book, right? And I didn't know how to tell my story in the beginning. So I said, this is a bit about my story. I broke it up, and something I said here is like, life is magic when you detach from other people's opinions, free to fully express yourself. Be secure in knowing you are being the best version of you, knowing exactly what you are meant to do and loving it. Do you want to live your life with that kind of security? I have some great news to share with you on the following pages, and I'm going to give you the chance to break through a cultural lie that has kept us all, especially women, trapped, playing small and crippled by the fear of judgment. right? So I'm connecting with women. I'm connecting with people immediately that have this fear of judgment that's stopping them from doing the things. Now, this is what I was doing, right? Back in the day. And this story is about me feeling like my worth, being a survivor of sexual abuse, that my worth was wrapped up in my sensuality, my sexuality, and what happened to me as a child. So I tell that story. And I'm going to reread this again because that's pretty cool. But, this is a compilation book. So your story that you write and get it done might not be enough for a big story, but you can join in. You can still leave your legacy and speak your truth by joining a compilation book. And we do some of those at your own university. But you're going to build connections with other writers, other people, and the people that read your story. Leadership. You get to lead. You are automatically the authority on you, and you get to lead on the wisdom that you are sharing with the world. And so you can utilize your book to go out and speak. You can utilize your book to share on social media and social platforms. You can utilize pieces of your book to write blogs or write for Medium or write for Elephant Journal or write for different formats. Those are just ones that I write for. On the regular, right? You can read for Substack now, right? You can be a leader in your niche and have that authority automatically with your book and lead from that platform and help you set that up so you can do that. So your story is yours to tell. And these 7 superpowers, right, of how your story holds your truth is they're going to be like, let you in. They each have their little shadow that we're going to look at when you join Get It Done and take these steps that you get to bust through. But there's 3 secrets that will actually unlock them that I want to share with you now. And so you know that you're not doing this alone. You can feel that community, that you won't be one of those people that have started their book 100 times. Maybe you're right there right now. Maybe you're started it 3 times or 4 times, but you're actually somebody who actually finishes the book. You don't stall with fear anymore. And you get the help and you get the support that you need. So you learn how to not only tell your story, heal through your story, but also express your story, utilize your story, and build an empire with your story. So secret number 1, as you write, you heal. So if you've ever said to yourself, if you've stopped reading, well, I need to know more, I need to heal more, I don't want to re-traumatize myself, right? What if my story is not enough, too much, all of that? I did feel the same. I want to tell you that. With dyslexia and my own CPTSD trauma, I didn't know if I could put my words onto paper the first time. And I was told by many coaches that weren't trauma informed, that didn't know what I know, that hadn't built the skills that I've built for you, that it was going to be too traumatizing for other people to read what I wrote. So this is why I put together this program, is so I can help you who are meant to tell your stories in a really powerful way, know how to tell them so 1, you're healing through it. 2, you can protect the people that you want to protect by learning how to protect them while still owning your truth. That comes up a lot with my clients. And also make powerful choices on how you're going to utilize the book, whether it's just keep it for yourself or put it out there on Amazon or something and whoever finds it, right? Or promote it and utilize it to build a bigger purpose for yourself and your life. That's up to you. It's no wrong or right way to do it. So secret number 2, your story is good for your health. Here's the thing. It's good for your health because you are going to save time. You're going to save tons of money on therapy and other processes. You aren't going to lose yourself in the process, because when you work with me, you're going to find yourself in the process. You're going to receive yourself in the process. And when you finally get it out of your body and onto the page, it's going to help you. So I used to believe that writing was something that could stop me. And then it was something that I would learn how to write like in a journal. And I thought, oh, that's writing my stories, like journaling it out, writing about all the bad stuff, writing about all the crappy stuff. And that's not the truth. Many of my clients literally have lost weight by writing their story. Many of my clients have lowered their anxiety hugely. They have physically gained benefits, emotionally gained benefits from writing their story. It has solidified what they've known inside of themselves, and it's done that for me too. So we're going to create your book. We're going to create your empire. We're going to create your story from this place of healing. So you have post-traumatic growth, emotionally, mentally, and physically. It's good for your health. It's good for you to get your story out. Next secret is your story can create passive and massive income. So when you're investing, there's so many blocks in investing. So people, this is funny. So the person that wrote this book, this is so beautiful. Okay, Married to a Lie, Jen. I love her because we began together. Most of my people that wrote my books wrote their books with me. We come together because of trauma-informed care. So she was going through a divorce. She came to me. We're working together, and she could invest in herself with that, because when we're broken, when we're hurt, when we're feeling like we need support, it's okay in society to invest in help. Okay. Then she wanted to learn how to put together a talk. She was doing a talk, and she was okay investing in that because of schooling, right? But when it came to her book, she wasn't okay investing in herself. Right? Not education, not fix it, but her legacy, herself, her worth. And so she thought, oh, I don't know how to use this and I don't know what to do. But she knew that she had a story inside of her, and she knew she was doing some compilation books like this one here. She was doing some compilation books, but she wasn't doing her own book, and she knew she needed to write her own book. She eventually said, okay, I'm going to invest in myself. She promoted her book. Now she's speaking. She doesn't do this for a living. She has another job, another great paying job that she does, but she's creating sales and a passive income speaking with her book. Right? So this is great. And it can create hundreds of thousands of dollars for you by getting on stages and helping you sell a program. So I'm going to help you set that up if you choose to join Empire Builder with me. So to embody the superpowers that we just talked about, to bust through those limiting beliefs of your story and reclaim your healing, you get to overcome doubt. Okay? The doubt that you can write the story. Maybe you, like me, have dyslexia. It's okay. We have editors. We have people for that. We have Grammarly. I'm going to lead you through that. We got this. Maybe you think that it's going to be bad for your mental health. It won't be, because I'm trauma informed. This is what I do. I've helped people heal from trauma and childhood programming trauma for decades. I've got you. We can do this. Let your story as it comes out show you those points that you still get to look at, and still get to love, and let's heal through them together. Utilize me as your coach through this. Grammar and proofreading, right? Oh, I can't do it. So I want to tell you, like I've told you a bit about this already, but from 3rd to 8th grade, like literally, I was in survival mode, right? Really 3rd to 6th grade, I was in survival mode. I was being abused. Life was really challenging. I didn't learn shit. I got straight A's somehow, but I didn't learn shit. And so if you, like me, had a really tough childhood and you weren't able to learn in school as well as you could have, even with the disability, then this is an opportunity for you to have grace on yourself and just learn what you didn't get to learn before. And it's super fun, right? And then fear of those triggers, don't worry, I got your back. You can't be triggered from what you know. You can actually heal and claim authority over those triggers for yourself. And I really want you to do that. So let me share with you, hopefully this inspired you, and hopefully you are really down for this beautiful journey with me. So I'm going to share with you first Empire Builder. So this is actually, everybody goes through Get It Done. And once you've gone through Get It Done, I know your story. I know who you are. You know who I am. And that's when I will accept you into Empire Builder. Why I don't accept people off the street from Empire Builder is because it is intense, meaning you and me spend time together. It's not a group program. It's not something that we're going to be doing outside of a group or like with a whole bunch of people. This is you and me together focusing on your project, investing in you. And I want you to know me and I want to know you. And this would be really, really great. But this is what happens during this time together. Your book creation and your blueprint happen. You outline, publish, all of that stuff, feedback, all of that. Your signature talk based on your book, 60 20-minute talks are put together. And I'll even share with you how to book talks, connect, which groups to join, how to ask people, put you on our podcast. I'm really going to support you in both those things. I'm going to help you if you choose design a program that you can sell based off your book and your talk, right? This could be even designing a service like Reiki, healing services, selling real estate, come to my coffee shop services, right? This could be an invite of a different kind. This could be a program that you create together. And if it aligns, right, you can come in and join us for our coaching certification, get certified as a holistic coach, and utilize that format to really, sell from stage. Now, throughout this entire thing, you are going to get me, trauma-informed Voxer coaching, meaning that we're talking over Voxer. You get stumped in your book, you get stumped on your talk, we're talking. And this access to me is invaluable. It really is invaluable. And I give you a lot of attention whenever you need it. So what this program is different, it sets you apart from all of the programs, is because you're going to be able to get speaking gigs fast. You're going to be able to get a prompted GP or chat GPT prompts and niching and training and all this other stuff that I've designed for you to help you through this process, to help you through writing your book, to help you get it done. You also are going to have launch support, right? Which I've never gotten. I've spent 20, 50K on programs and I've never had launch support. They'll tell you how to do it, but they won't actually do it with you. I'm going to put you on our podcast. We're going to get you visibility. We're going to start getting you stages to speak on. I'm going to be there with you and we're going to help you actually do that. You're going to get a business visibility kit. This is a press release and speaker sheet for you. I'm going to help you write it. You're going to get an Empire Builder Mastermind. So this is a mastermind that we're putting together as people go through this program, where you guys can connect and talk and promote together and cross promote and just really have that community. And it will grow over the years as you step more into this. And you are going to have the opportunity to build your landing page, opt-in templates, and plug and play if you choose to join in our formatting. Okay, so there's a bonus. You're going to get a nervous system reset for writers. This is meditations and hypnosis for fear of writer's block. I do this with you. You're going to get Money and Honey, which is a $9.97 value, which is a 7-day or 7-week, depending on how you want to do it, money reset for your nervous system, healing all trauma wounds. You can buy that on my website normally for $9.97, but you can get it for free here. You're going to get an author branded workshop, meaning that you and I are going to have one session where we just sit down and really talk about like who you want to be, how you want to see. We're actually going to kick it off with that. You can have some social growth training with some specialists and with my coach. Lifetime Amazon store at your own university. I talked about that earlier. And bonus, Get It Done GPT AI. And this is where it's going to help you organize your book and you're strong, and you get that. That's a $1,000 value. You're going to get that today when you apply by joining us for only $333. But I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I'm so excited. All right, so here's like kind of let me just give you a picture. You can do your own research, and I totally want you to do your own research. But a typical ghostwriter, a good ghostwriter, is can run up to $25,000. Okay, and this is because they have to do research. They have to do interviews with you. They have to research the credibility of what you're saying. They have to do all this back work, which is great, right? But there's little to no healing for you in your nervous system. You get to tell them your story, but you don't really heal through it. It's still verbal, so it works more like talk therapy than it does from actually writing it out, which is truly healing for yourself. And in all honesty, you still have to tell them your story and do everything. You're just not writing it. So you might as well just write it yourself and save $25,000. But I know some people really like to work with the ghostwriter because they're fearful of the triggers and they feel like it's too much to find that organization. And if you choose to work with me and actually work with me, we're going to dive into it and I'm going to help you organize in that coachable fashion. So a speaking coach is about $10,000. Now I will tell you personally, I've spent $25,000 on one single program just to learn how to speak. I spent $10,000 on another program. I spent $5,000 with Lisa Nichols once. So like I've spent everywhere from $5,000 to $25,000 on learning how to put together a talk. And in all honesty, none of them wanted to deal with my true message and really get deep into who I am. It was all group programs. This is not going to be a group program. And usually your book is not part of it. They don't teach you how to write alongside your book. And that's why it's so important that we do that here. You're going to get a business mentor. Now, you can get a business mentor. Most business masterminds are about 15K if they're worth their grain of salt a year. You're going to be put in this. We're going to start talking about it. We're going to start doing things. We're going to grow together. Funnel and tech stuff is usually $5,000. Usually not part of your book either. You're going to learn the basics for your book, right? And how to build this for yourself in a really fast and functional way, and the different programs to use if you choose. And that's just part of this program. And then you're going to get me. Okay. So if you go through my Amazing You program, it starts at $6,000 a year. And that's just it. So the total value right here is $50,000. And that's not even stretching it, you guys. And that's without trauma-informed care, saying this is how to share the story, this is how to protect people, this is how to protect yourself, this is like all of that stuff. And we're not even listed here hiring the legal background to do this stuff, which I'm not a lawyer, and sometimes I say, hey, get your lawyer on that. But I know some things, and I've helped enough people do this process and go through divorces and work through those things that we have some common knowledge and ways to look and work around those common things that people, when writing their books and characters are in the books, that may not be pleased with what you have to say about them, how to do that in the right way. Okay, so things that you're going to save when you choose to get it done is time, money, privacy, right? Because everything's going to be private here. And you're not going to be questioning yourself, putting down, I'm not going to write it, I'm going to write it, I'm not going to write it, I'm not going to write it. You're not going to be putting things down anymore. We're getting out of your way. Okay, so let's get really clear on these things. So you reclaim your time, you reclaim your investment, you say yes to your privacy, right? And not having to do it in a big group, right? Where you can really talk about your story and you're not going to trigger anyone because it's just you and me. And lack of direction isn't going to be there because you're going to find your path your way. Your book builds your authority, your talk promotes it, your program monetizes it, and together we create your empire. Take a screenshot of that. Take a screenshot of this because this is the truth. This is the truth. This is how you build your authority. This is how you build your wisdom. So the application to start Empire Builder starts with a gift, and it's 21-day jumpstart to writing your book. So whether you join Empire Builder and we're a match or not, this is going to get you started writing your book, healing from your story, and stepping to your authority. We're going to outline your book and know how that works. Now, when you do this, you're already kind of drafting your talk and your program. So hopefully it'll help with all three. Now, when I offer this alone, it is $9.97. You can get it anytime on the website for $9.97. But when you're watching this webinar, you'll see that I have a special page for you that is $333 today. Okay, so it's a win. It's $333. That's your deposit into Empire Builder, but you're going to get this course anyway. You're going to get daily prompts emailed to you directly, and you can do those prompts. So you're going to see how much resistance your nervous system has to getting your book done. If you hit resistance there, it's time for you to step into that support so you can get it done, because you get to override your nervous system. You get to heal those glitches. You're going to get access to the ChatGPT. That's a $1,000 value ChatGPT that's going to help you get it done. Okay, I've designed this GPT to help you organize your book, get into your book. It was super fun to design. And so there you go. And we're going to start as soon as you register. Okay, you're going to start getting those email prompts as soon as you register. And then you'll get emails sharing with you when our next open Q&A are. You're going to get access to 2 open Q&As in your program and 1 meeting with me that you'll schedule, private meeting with me, where we're going to go through your outline. We're going to talk. We're going to go through this. We're going to see if you're a fit for Empire Builder and you're ready to move forward with really sharing your genius, your legacy, your authority with the world, because you're here because you're a leader. I know that. Feel into that. Just breathe into that. Yeah. You're here. You're at this place of this webinar because you know you're meant for more. You know that you're here to be a leader. You know you're here to step into that impact. And this is just you saying, yeah, I'm worth the investment. It's hard to invest in yourself. It's so much easier to invest in fixing yourself or in education. But this is for you. This is so you can lead and be the authority. And once you invest in yourself, other people will invest in you too. I promise you that. The power of writing, healing and catharsis, just to review: self-discovery, empowerment, clarity, focus, connection, empathy, legacy, impact, and creating your expression, finding your authentic expression. You deserve that. Whether you publish your book or you're just writing for your own healing and own awareness and your own confidence, this Get It Done is going to transform your life. So what does Get It Done do? We'll review one more time. You're going to get daily action steps in your email. These are blessings into your heart for you to write, for you to heal, for you to thrive with. You're going to get accountability from me. You're going to get resources like the ChatGPT, and you might even finish your book. I've had people literally finish their short books and their outlines and for their big books during this 21 days. You can get a lot done here. It doesn't have to take forever. So let's get it done. Let's get it done. I would love to have you here. We're going to do Q&As Fridays over Zoom. I'll tell you when on Fridays. And what I do is once you join, I send you an email and you get invited to your Q&A sessions while you're in session, right? Sometimes we have 10 people show up. Other times we have 1 person show up. So it's really who's there and what it's all about. And it's there for you, okay? For you. So show up on your day when you're going through your program, and then make sure to schedule your one-on-one with me. Those one-on-ones with me usually run for $333. Okay, no joke. If you go onto my website, that's how much it is for that hour with me. You get that hour with me and the program and everything else for 333. And you get to be considered for Empire Builder. And that's where we spend that deep time together. And you see yourself in that. I want you to really say, okay, I'm doing this. So let me show you here how to join on the website. So you're going to go to this page here. You can go to Your Own University. I'll show you all the way through. So if you go to yourownuniversity.com, there's the page. You'll see this. You'll see everything that we offer. We have so much here. You've probably just come through this, Power of Your Story. You're in the masterclass right now. And you're going to go to online courses. You'll see we have a lot more courses, but you can go to Get It Done. From there, you can read all about what you're getting. This is the application process. You're going to claim your space. You jump in here. You see the value. You see the stuff that it covers, right? Hear a little bit about Empire Builder. You're going to check out here. Click through, and you'll immediately get all the invites, all the emails, everything laid out for you. You'll get access through the email to our chat GPT and everything else. You can see I'm doing TED Talk research for a client. Always busy, always working for you guys. So that said, I want to thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your time with me. I hope that you learned from this. I hope you learned the power of your story and what you can glean from your story. I hope that you join us for Empire Builder. There is a limited space because it's one-on-one. I only work with 20 people a quarter. So when it's full, but it's yours to say yes to right now. And get your name either on the waiting list for the next opening, or if I have an opening, you can come in right now. And that said, that's where you get started, is Get It Done. So I'm really excited that you're here. Get It Done. I can't wait to see you. Feel free to email me at info@yourownuniversity.com. Check out our other programs too if you want to. I am an open book. You can connect with me on social media at Dr. Dr. Lisha, Lisha Antiqa, Antiqua, and all the social media. So if you want to message me, feel free to do that. But I really hope to see you in Get It Done, and you're worth it. Talk to you soon.